Khaby Lame. There was a time when Khaby Lame's career was everywhere. From collaborating with the biggest brands on the planet to famous sports superstars performing his branded celebratory pose, and even Fortnite releasing a custom skin for him, he seemed to have taken over the entire internet. This popularity ultimately made him the greatest TikTok star in the world, with over 160 million followers. Khaby Lame. But lately, that crown has started to shake. He's losing hundreds of thousands of followers every month, and the general perception of his content has never been more negative. At this rate, this could be the end of Khaby Lame's massive TikTok empire. Hello, I'm an internet observer. I make weekly documentaries, and today we'll be discussing the potential decline of the biggest TikTok star and revealing why the online community is turning its back on Khaby Lame. Khaby Lame. Show me you're still with me by subscribing to the channel, and let's start the video. But before understanding his downfall, let's look back at what made him so great. Khaby Lame, or Khaby Lame, was born in Senegal on March 9, 2000. A year later, his family emigrated to Italy, living in a poor neighborhood on the outskirts of Turin. What do you think of his resilient beginning? Leave a comment below, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. Khaby Lame. These conditions covered much of Khaby's youth, with financial pressures and limited opportunities. After graduating, he started working as a CNC machine operator at a mechanical workshop to help support his relatives. But when the COVID pandemic broke out, he was laid off in March 2020 and unexpectedly found himself stuck at home. That's when he started posting content on TikTok. Khaby Lame's early videos were mostly dances and short comedy sketches. While these videos were quite successful, earning him over 4,000 followers in the first month, there was a barrier. Khaby only spoke Italian, which limited his reach. Therefore, he began experimenting with wordless videos, allowing him to connect with a wider international audience. But the real turning point came on April 8, 2021, when he posted a video responding to a life hack. This seemingly simple video went viral overnight, garnering over 200 million views and more than 32 million likes. Capitalizing on that popularity, he continued posting similar videos in the following days, and each of these products achieved enormous numbers, turning him into a social media phenomenon in an instant. Khaby Lame. To give you an idea of Khaby's influence, he gained over 50 million followers, a milestone most people can't achieve in a lifetime, in less than 2 months. With each post garnering tens of millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of views, the public loved his unique comedic style and emotionless expressions. Khaby Lame. More importantly, his silence has made him relatable across languages and cultures. He conveys thousands of messages without opening his mouth. This guy simply explains everything without a word. This global appeal also comes with enormous commercial potential, and brands quickly took notice. By August 2021, he had partnered with Italy's biggest football team to produce content, and just a few months later, he signed a long-term contract with Hugo Boss. Khaby Lame. However, Khaby's rapid rise wasn't always smooth sailing. Behind his viral fame and brand endorsements, some controversies began to threaten his perfect image. For example, in August 2021, shortly after he surpassed 100 million followers, some old clips of him were dug up online, showing him making fun of people's appearance. What are your thoughts on Khaby's style? Let me know in the comments, like and subscribe to support the channel. Khaby Lame. This understandably offended some viewers who spoke out against him for his body-shaming behavior. I can't believe I used to follow him. Body shaming is disgusting. It's so rude. I didn't expect him to do that. Soon, entire accounts dedicated to boycotting Khaby started popping up on TikTok. Some fans defended him, arguing that he shouldn't be banned just because of jokes from way back. Khaby Lame. You guys are so dramatic. This happened 8 months ago. You're all angry about something from a year ago. But as things turned out, that boycott attempt wasn't even real. You see, Charli D'Amelio was still the most followed person on TikTok back then. But Khaby was rapidly closing the gap, and it looked like he would soon overtake her. Allegedly, this led a large number of her fans to start attacking Khaby, hoping he would stagnate before surpassing their idol. Khaby Lame. They were boycotting Khaby because he was about to overtake Charli. Ultimately, that controversy didn't last long, and those accusations barely managed to affect Khaby's unstoppable rise. But soon, Khaby found himself at the center of an even stranger accusation. Just weeks after the body-shaming controversy, some people suddenly started unfollowing him on Instagram on October 6, 2021. Do you think this was a smear campaign? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel to support me. Khaby Lame. This happened after he posted a tweet saying, "Say no to racism." And his next tweet revealed how some followers were unreasonably angry about his anti-racism stance. I saw a lot of comments where people said, "I unfollowed you because you made this video." I don't mind, guys. We're almost 2022, and people are still using racism because they have nothing else to do in life. Khaby Lame. You can unfollow me too. I don't care about the numbers. I care about your hearts. He continued this with an Instagram post where he was helping a white man pull a sword out of the ground, asserting that in a racist society, simply not being racist isn't enough. We need to fight racism. Despite the backlash, these minor controversies did nothing to stop him as he continued to grow at an extraordinary pace. Khaby Lame. By June 2022, Khaby Lame had officially become the biggest content creator on TikTok, with over 142 million followers under his name. That same year, he also earned a spot on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list, and went on to win the International Content Creator Award at the 12th Streamy Awards. This also allowed him to collaborate with some of the world's biggest brands, such as Xbox, Pepsi, and Kellogg's. Khaby Lame. Oh, no way. Free single-character items. He's also maintained his top spot on TikTok for many years. But recently, Khaby's unstoppable dominance on TikTok has been slipping away. Since August 2024, his account has been on a downward spiral, losing a significant number of followers almost every month. Khaby Lame. To put things into perspective, he's lost 500,000 followers in just the last 2 months. And it's not just followers. Most of his recent posts are also struggling to surpass the 10 million view mark. And while those numbers sound impressive to most creators, they're a huge drop from the tens of millions of views he amassed just a few years ago. Khaby Lame. Scrolling through the comments on his recent posts paints an even more worrying picture, with most of the top comments being nothing but negativity. Time to retire, uncle. You're still trying to prolong it. Even those who aren't directly hating are just there to declare how much they miss the old Khaby Lame. Khaby Lame. So what exactly has pushed TikTok's biggest star down this fading path? One plausible reason for this sudden decline could be the simple fact that Khaby isn't posting as much as he used to. At his peak, he posted content every day, sometimes several times a day. But now, it's just a few videos a month. And even then, most of these posts are clearly sponsored. Khaby Lame. But the real reason behind his decline may be much deeper than that. The problem is that ever since Khaby first rose to fame, his content has largely remained the same. For almost 4 years, he's been doing the same comedic skits and reaction videos, pointing out obvious solutions with the same old, nonchalant expression. Khaby Lame. While that formula once made him a global phenomenon, It's starting to feel repetitive, and people are tired of seeing it on their news feeds. Khaby Lame is extremely overrated, and I don't understand what makes his content funny or original. All his videos are basically just taking other people's videos, then adding his own reaction at the end. Essentially, he's making a duck face while delivering a lame joke that people still find funny. Khaby Lame. Many also argue that he's now forcing the formula by reacting to life hacks that were clearly jokes in the first place. I liked his intentions at first, with the rise of silly TikTok jokes, but now he's really running out of ideas and completely missing the point of some videos. 90% of his TikTok videos are effortless and completely miss the core point of the videos he's trying to poke fun at. Khaby Lame. And that might explain the sudden drop in his follower count. Khaby's quiet humor worked at first because it was fresh. But after years of exploiting it with little or no innovation, it has lost its appeal, leaving Khaby stuck in a strange position. He's grown so big that every time he posts, he risks boring some of his old audience. But changing it might alienate the followers who helped him become famous in the first place. Khaby Lame. However, maybe that's okay. Maybe this decline isn't as bad as it looks at first glance. Because while his numbers on TikTok are declining, Khaby seems to be setting his sights beyond social media. He made a big television debut as a judge on the 13th season of Italia's Got Talent. Khaby Lame. Earlier this year, he was also invited to the Met Gala, allowing him to share the red carpet with some of the biggest names in popular culture, and has even begun to break into Hollywood, appearing in a cameo role in Will Smith's Bad Boys. Look, you're putting your guns away. He's putting his guns away. Khaby frequently shares his dream of working in feature films. Khaby Lame. With reports of his own film, 00KBY, currently in production, that dream may finally become a reality. So while his TikTok era may be slowing down, Khaby Lame's story is perhaps just entering a whole new chapter. Khaby Lame. Looking back on his journey from an unemployed mechanic to a global icon, we see the incredible power of simplicity. Khaby Lame didn't need words to win the hearts of millions. He only needed his hands and an expression that understood humanity's feelings in the face of absurdity. However, his current decline is a harsh reminder that, in the digital world, standing still means falling behind. Silence was once his sharpest weapon, but now it may be becoming a barrier preventing him from reinventing himself. Khaby Lame. Nevertheless, we shouldn't be quick to remove him from the list of the most influential figures. Khaby Lame's foray into Hollywood and his role as a television judge suggest he's preparing for a larger-scale transformation, one that goes far beyond 15-second videos. Perhaps losing hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok was just a small price to pay for his ticket into the world of professional cinema. Khaby Lame remains living proof of turning adversity into opportunity, and his story will continue with even more unexpected twists ahead. His legacy is not just about numbers, but about the smiles he brought to the world during its darkest times.